Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui m'arrive? Se passer, arriver. What is the difference between these two verbs? I've been asked this a lot over the last 10 years that I was teaching, and actually recently 3 private students asked me that question, and I thought, well, let's make a video to explain it. Se passer, arriver, quelle est la différence? Donc, se passer, arriver, ça ce sont les infinitifs. Note that I'm going to concentrate on only one specific meaning of these two verbs because for actually both verbs, they've got many different meanings, especially if we take into account that se passer is reflexive. And we could think of the non-reflexive form that's got so many different meanings. Now, today we're going to concentrate on more as what could be translated by to happen or to occur in English. Now, are these two synonyms? Yes, they are synonyms, and sometimes you can interchange them, but there are some cases where you cannot and you should use one or the other. Donc, on va voir aujourd'hui la différence entre se passer et arriver. Alors, how did it go? If you want to ask how did it go in French, which of these two verbs are you going to use? Let's have a look. So imagine that you're talking to a friend who recently had a job interview and you want to know how it went. So you might ask, tiens, au fait, raconte ton entretien, c'était comment? So, well, by the way, tell me about your job interview. How was it? Donc, it went well. Which of these two verbs are you going to use? Se passer ou arriver? Ça s'est bien passé, j'ai eu le boulot. Yes, we use se passer. So it went well, I got the job. Note that the question could be comment s'est passé ton entretien? So how did your interview go? Or comment ça s'est passé? How did it go? Pour la réponse, c'est ça s'est bien passé ou ça s'est mal passé. On continue avec un autre exemple. Ça a été ton rendez-vous chez le médecin? Oui, tout s'est bien passé. So everything went well. Maintenant, on va voir how will it go or what will happen. Thinking of maybe here an exam that you're going to take, but you're not sure what the structure of the exam is and you want to find out more about it. So you might want to ask, comment va l'épreuve orale du DELF? So you want to know about the speaking exam of the DELF exam for French. And the answer is, ça dure 20 minutes, il y a 2 parties, blah, blah, blah. So it lasts 20 minutes and then 2 parts and so on. Now, comment va se passer is the verb that you want. Comment va se passer l'épreuve orale du DELF? And that's when someone is going to describe to you what will happen during that exam. Ensuite, un autre exemple. J'ai un entretien mercredi, mais je me demande comment ça va se passer. So I've got an interview on Wednesday, but I wonder what will happen. Because you want to know how it will be structured and what will happen during that interview. Okay, ça se passe comme ça is a very common expression and it means it happens like that. That's how it happens. Okay, it takes place, how would you say that? Par exemple, t'as vu le film Intouchable? Ah non, ça parle de quoi? Ça se passe où? So, have you seen the movie Intouchable? Have you? No, what does it talk about and where does it take place? Un autre exemple, le film La Grande Vadrouille, un classique français, le film La Grande Vadrouille se passe en 1942. So it takes place in 1942. What is going on? You see a situation and wonder what's going on. So how would you say that in French? Which of these two verbs would you use? Donc par exemple, on est en France, donc il y a une manifestation dans la rue. Mais pourquoi? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Yes, I would say qu'est-ce qui se passe. Note that qu'est-ce qui arrive actually makes sense. It is the right translation, but it doesn't sound very natural to me, and that's not how I would say it. I would say qu'est-ce qui se passe, because it's like a general situation. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Now, what about what is going on with you? And that's very much more specific. Which one would you use? Imaginez votre ami arrive, il a l'air fatigué. Ben, t'as l'air fatigué. So you look tired. Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive? What's going on with you? Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive? Note that here that le T apostrophe, so the T and apostrophe, is the object pronoun here that refers to you. So basically, what happens to you? Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive? Donc, ici, on ne peut pas dire qu'est-ce qui te passe. That is incorrect to say qu'est-ce qui te passe. However, you could use se passer if you say qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi. Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi en ce moment? And I think that the difference between qu'est-ce qui t'arrive and qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi is that qu'est-ce qui t'arrive is more specific, it's more sudden, it's right now. I can see today that something's wrong. Whereas qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi en ce moment would be more like, I've been worried about you for a little while. I've been noticing that you're not maybe doing so well. So qu'est-ce qui se passe avec toi? Now, what happened? You come and see something and you want to know what happened. How would you say that? Donc, par exemple, on arrive sur une scène où il y a les pompiers et la police. But what happened? Mais qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Mais qu'est-ce qui est arrivé? So both of these sentences are correct, but I would definitely say the first one. It comes more naturally to me, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Because it's more general. Whereas qu'est-ce qui est arrivé really sounds like you're talking about something specific here. And so even though in terms of translation, that could be all right, I'd strongly advise to say qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? What happened? Now let's have a look at this. Il est arrivé quelque chose de terrible et il s'est passé quelque chose de terrible. Both of these sentences are correct, and here we're talking about something specific. We don't know what exactly here, but we are talking about something specific, so both of these would sound equivalent to me. Frequency, it happens every week or every year, or maybe even never. Which one would you say? Donc, par exemple, et c'est vrai, il a neigé la semaine dernière à Nantes, mais c'est rare. Donc, on dit quoi? It doesn't happen often. How would you say it doesn't happen often? On dirait ça n'arrive pas souvent. It doesn't happen often. Et you would not say ça ne se passe pas souvent. C'est ça n'arrive pas souvent. Un autre exemple, je me suis pris un PV, ça m'arrive tout le temps. So I got a fine or a parking ticket and it happens to me all the time. Ça m'arrive tout le temps. It happens to me all the time. Ça n'arrive qu'à moi. It only happens to me. Ça n'arrive qu'à moi. Now, we've seen most of the translations, so what I'm going to do is just have a look at a couple of sentences and translate them. J'ai peur de ce qui va lui arriver et j'ai peur de ce qui va se passer. J'ai peur de ce qui va lui arriver, so I'm worried about what will happen to him. Whereas the second one is j'ai peur de ce qui va se passer. I'm worried about what is going to happen. Now, arriver in general, as I said, it's more sudden, it's more specific, and se passer is more in general, and you're not talking about someone in particular, but it's more of a situation. Note that for both of these verbs, they're conjugated with il, so it's with the third person. It's not je me passe or j'arrive. That means something different. So here it is in the third person. Now, I want to talk about these two sentences here. Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive et qu'est-ce qu'il t'arrive? What is the difference between these two? Actually, there's no difference. They mean the same thing. So there's no difference in meaning. The difference is in register of speech. The second one is more formal. Qu'est-ce qu'il t'arrive is more formal than qu'est-ce qui t'arrive. So you might hear the first one more often. Okay, I hope that this video helped you to understand more the difference between se passer and arriver. Now, if you're interested in learning French, and especially autonomously, whether you're taking classes or not, it's very important to adopt the right strategies outside of the course anyway to keep on learning. So I've released a free guide for you. It's a PDF plus a tutorial video that you can follow is the 5 steps to learn French autonomously, and you can find it on my website, or you can join me in my Facebook group. I'll put the links below. And for any more contents that I'm making, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, abonnez-vous à ma chaîne, et puis on se revoit la semaine prochaine. Salut, bonne semaine!